The following ideas, thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the panel of this podcast are purely for entertainment purposes and are not meant to be taken seriously at all. If you are easily offended, this may not be the podcast for you.
Pussy.
Some of the conversation and themes of the show may be for mature audiences, so viewer discretion is advised. You have been warned. Enjoy the show.
What's up, world? Welcome back to the Ant and CJ show. That's Ant. I'm CJ. And today we have a special guest with us.
Special guest in the building.
Dolly, whose glasses may or may not make an appearance throughout this episode.
It may or may not. It depends. If the XXL kicked in, it may come back. But if it don't, it's going to stay off.
Yeah, because I know you can't see nothing.
Yeah,
without them. So, but that's fine. We can see you, and that's what matters. How are y'all? What's good?
Chilling.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's disgusting.
So I was watching Rush Hour, the trilogy, maybe like a week ago, and I realized that I really love the Rush Hour trilogy. Like, all three of them. And usually, I mean, the third one was ass, but normally they really fuck up trilogies. And I saw the first two, and they are some of my greatest, like, favorite movies ever.
Okay.
So what's up? What y'all think about the Rush Hour trilogy?
It's ass. It's ass. The third one is ass. I didn't need a third one. So there's a lot of movies. Yeah, they didn't need it. The first and second one, it would have been perfectly fine for me. But the third one was ass. Like, isn't that's the one they were in Paris or some shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't need it. They
now Lee got a brother that just kind of pop up out of nowhere. He in the triads and
the little girl is like a grown woman now too, or something like that.
Yeah, Soo Young.
Yeah,
that was the craziest thing about the third one, because Soo Young looked like Soo Young was grown. Like, she looked like she owned her own Chinese restaurant now. So it was kind of fire. Y'all tell me, like, what's y'all favorite movie sequels or trilogies or I don't know what it's called when you got four or more of them, but favorite movie groups of movies of all time, like, what y'all got?
Well, I feel like the first one you gotta say is Friday. Friday's a classic. Like,
definitely
all Fridays are classic. Like, even the second one, though it dragged a little bit, it's still one of those ones that, all right, it's okay. That's the little sister to the big ones. But
yeah, the second one was tough to watch sometimes.
Another one, I guess, because it just came out too, is Bad Boys. I didn't see the fourth one, but I hear a lot of people saying it's fine. It was ass.
That shit was
well, he's not black,
ass.
so
it's not about that though. First of all, that shit was ass. The acting was fucking terrible. You could tell that freaking Martin Lawrence has something wrong with him, like health wise.
He's sick or something? He dying?
I don't fucking know if he's sick or anything.
Well,
like, he was just acting.
I think he had a stroke or something like that. So
yeah, you could tell. Like, something's just wrong with him in this movie. The way he acts, the way he talks. I don't know. There's just too much. And I felt like Will Smith was trying a little too hard in this movie.
Will Smith trying to get his career back after he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. So,
I mean, I don't know. That shit was ass.
Smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. I still don't believe that shit was real. It looked like some bullshit to me.
Could have been.
Yeah, it looked like some bullshit to me. I don't believe none of that shit.
Definitely could have been.
That's the sequel I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Chris Rock to come back and smack the shit out of that nigga back.
Damn.
Fuck out of here, son.
Damn.
Just be smacking me at the award show in front of everybody.
Damn.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that to Chris Rock. Like,
and
Chris Rock from Brooklyn.
He was protecting his wife. The same wife that cheated on him with August Alsina, but he was protecting his wife.
Elaborate. How exactly was he protecting his wife?
Because, you know, you could tell visibly she was distressed when Chris Rock was making those head jokes.
She should be distressed. Fuck Jada Pinkett.
And on top of that, she for real bald-headed. It's not like he just, like, was pretending that she was bald. She bald-headed for real.
And she want to say, I got alopecia. He making fun of me.
And as a comedian, you make fun of what's in front of you. Your bald-headed ass is sitting right here in the front row.
But you gotta remember, too, we live in 2024. People are so sensitive now. It's hard to be a comedian in this day and age. Everybody is so sensitive. So you gotta pick and choose your battles. And that was just a battle he shouldn't have picked with, because, you know, he got slapped.
It was a G.I. Jane joke. Like, he didn't even go hard. He could have called her Mr. Clean. He could have really shit on her.
He should have. That shit would have been funny.
And he should have. Like, and here come Will Smith hopping up with the... Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Like, you so full of shit. But shout out to Will Smith, though. I can't wait until I Am Legend 2 come out.
I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be good.
They really doing an I Am Legend 2?
They're supposed to be. It's supposed to be him and Michael B. Jordan.
As his son.
As his son?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Something like that. Even though he ain't had no son in the first one. Like, that's the thing I do be hating about sequels, when they just invent...
He had a daughter.
Yeah, he had a daughter in the first one. The little girl that was obsessed with the butterflies.
Marley. Yeah.
And then in sequels, they just be inventing new family members and...
Unless this is the son he has with the white lady or something that he found. Was it a white lady he found? And she went on, like... Interracial love.
The new lady with the son that he ended up being. Oh yeah, it could be him. Okay, maybe Michael B. Jordan is that son, that little boy. And what's your favorite sequel? What group of movies do you care for?
Honestly, as stupid as it sounds, probably the first 3 or 4 Fast and Furious movies. That was it. After that, it was downhill.
Yeah, those movies were fire.
The first ones were fire because they were about cars.
Yeah.
The rest were just like straight ass. All of a sudden, it became a bootleg Italian job.
The rest of them were not even like racing movies no more. It was just The Rock beating the shit out of everybody.
First of all, when you got a car flying to space and another car flying out of a building into another, come on, no.
Yeah, that was kind of wild.
That's just too much.
When they drove the car off a cliff and then hooked it on a helicopter and pulled it to another cliff, I was like, nah.
You're doing so much. That's it.
Nah, that's it. These movies are not even about racing anymore.
That's it.
So do you think it should have ended when what's his name died?
Paul Walker?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Honestly speaking, it should have, because the way they ended that movie would have been the perfect goodbye for good.
With the song too.
Yeah, with the song and him driving off. Yeah, like it would have been the perfect ending to the whole series. That's it. Just end it there. But no, I mean I still go watch them. Because I've seen all of them up to this point, but
you've seen all the Fast and Furious movies.
I have, and I make it, and unfortunately, I go see it opening weekend. Like it's just been a tradition of mine. So I'm 12 movies in.
Oh, you on their dick? It's 12 movies, and you seen all of them on the first day. You be going to
not on the first day, like opening weekend and shit.
You be going dressed like Vin Diesel?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I put a ball cap on.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You look like Vin Diesel.
You look like Tyrese if he ate Ludacris.
Yeah, I was going to say Tyrese. Or The Rock.
Nigga said you look like...
Down too.
Nigga said you look like Tyrese if he ate Ludacris. That's funny. Oh, yes. That's good.
Now, you know what's funny, though? You know what I have on my desk that's wild? Just so you know how much of a fan of the movies I am. I literally have the Lego sets of the cars from the original movies.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I have the Paul Walker car.
That's a cool set to have.
That's how you know I'm into those movies.
Did you cry when Paul Walker died?
Yeah, man, that hurt. I'm a car guy. That's why. That's what it is. More than anything.
You're a Paul Walker guy.
Okay.
Did you like touch yourself in the shower when he died?
Nah, I was mourning the loss.
You had to make yourself feel good, like Halle Berry.
What?
Monsters Ball.
She rubbed the shit out of Monsters Ball?
Nah, she fucked Billy Bob Thornton in Monsters Ball. Because he hit her son with a car, her son died, and then she went to his house and was like, make me feel good. And then he fucked her on the couch.
Damn, I really don't remember.
I'm glad they didn't make a sequel to that, because that's wild.
I'm waiting for the sequel to Hancock.
Nah, Hancock was ass. I hated that movie.
Wasn't they supposed to make a sequel to Beast or some shit like that? Or Night Fright, whatever the fuck. What was that movie that he was in? That he was a cop with like fucking ogres and shit. Will Smith.
Oh, I only saw the first half.
Bright or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, something like that. It was called.
It was supposed to make a sequel to that shit. What happened?
That shit was ass too. Yeah, he slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Oh,
that kind of put a halt on all of his stuff except for that slave movie.
Well, damn. Why is the only movie that he can still do a slave movie?
Because after he slapped Chris Rock, we had to apologize to white people, and the white people just wanted to see him be a slave.
They getting beat and whipped on.
Yeah. It was like, we got to teach this nigga some manners.
Oh, shit.
Django should have had a part 2. Django was mad fucking funny. Like,
I'm so sick of slave movies.
Can we move on from the topic because you're going to get me going, and I can't do this shit in front of Dolly?
See, he racist.
I'm not racist, but you're just opening the door for me to start with my stupid ass jokes.
I'm opening the door for you to be racist. I'm gonna let Dr. Umar fuck you up. I'm gonna let Dr. Umar beat your ass. Every time. Every fucking time. Watch.
so what was your favorite? You said Rush Hour, and what else was your favorite? Trilogies.
I like the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, those were good.
I think all of those movies were real good.
They were real good.
They lost me after Heath Ledger died. I just felt like there was no other. It wasn't needed, but
he was definitely the high point of that whole trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was the point of it. He was basically the end of that trilogy.
Nah, because they did the Bane movie after. And I thought that one was really good too. It wasn't as good as The Dark Knight, but
what's his face did a really good job as Bane in that movie.
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
He did a great job as Bane in that movie. And
Christian Bale was a great Batman too.
He was. That's my Batman. If you ask me, Christian Bale is Batman.
Who's married to J-Lo? He was way better at Batman.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is ass at everything.
Everything he does.
So you didn't like him in Daredevil?
No, Ben Affleck is ass. I don't like him in anything. I don't like him in life. I am so sick of Ben Affleck.
What he do to you?
He just got a face that I just don't enjoy seeing anywhere. Every time he pop up on my TV, I'll be ready to break that shit.
That's wild.
Like every single time. I can't stand him. And then he with J-Lo, and then he not with J-Lo, then he with J-Lo again, and then the two of them be walking around looking stupid. I can't stand her fucking face either.
Time out. That's J-Lo, though. How many men has J-Lo been with?
She can't keep
all of them.
All right, then, so you cannot blame
it's not
her.
All of them. I'm not on the list. I want to be on the list.
You look like most of the niggas that she dated, though. You look
exactly.
You look like
so why am I not on I look like what?
You look like Alex Rodriguez. You look like Ben Affleck.
Mark Anthony.
You look like Mark Anthony.
That's wild. See now, you see, I skipped the slavery jokes, and now you motherfuckers want to come with the Spanish jokes, right?
No.
All right.
Go ahead.
Nothing.
Go ahead and make some slavery jokes.
I'm not. No.
I'm going to call all of them black Israelites right off of 125th Street and give them your home address.
The African Jews?
Yeah, all of them, too.
You know what movie did not need a sequel?
What's that?
The Sandlot.
They have a Sandlot, too?
Yes, they do. It's about their kids. It's about their kids.
I hate a lot of, like, the stupid little sports movies. Like, you know what sports movie really, really gets under my skin?
No.
Airbud.
He was a basketball playing dog.
My nigga.
Air Bud was a whole series.
Do you know how fucking tight I would be if I was the 6th best player on that basketball team and I lost my starting spot to a fucking golden retriever?
I mean, it would have been better than losing it to Bow Wow.
That's what I was about to say.
But Bow Wow was dunking and shit. At least that's the league.
Was it Bow Wow or Lil Romeo? I thought it was Lil Romeo.
Bow Wow.
Oh, was it Bow Wow?
Oh, you're real racist. You can't even tell the difference between black people.
Motherfuckers look alike. What can I say?
You did just call me Tyrese, too.
I said Tyrese if he ate Ludacris. Let's get that right.
I don't even look like Tyrese.
If he went on Ozempic, you might.
I had to squint. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Dolly,
shit.
you need to put your glasses on. He don't have no handles. He don't have no crossover. Like,
he got 4 paws. That's it.
Yeah.
But we could
he
use
couldn't
him
even
as
shoot
center
free
on the
throws
Knicks right
without
now.
somebody throwing him the alley.
Yo, come on.
Sound like a hater.
Bro.
What he do?
Big ass hater.
And then they running all the plays for him. The dog was averaging like 60.
Shout out to Air Bud. He's probably in heaven right now.
R.I.P.
Oh yeah, he's definitely dead.
Let's hold a moment of silence for Air Bud.
Fuck that nigga.
Yo, you a dickhead, bro.
I should not have to kick it out to Air Bud on the wing.
Yo, what if you got a ring because of that? You gonna be mad if Air Bud got you a ring?
At least you got the check still clearing. I don't care.
Air Bud could fucking do alley-oops all day if he wants.
If we won that little league title for whatever junior basketball league they was in, if we won the title because I got carried by Air Bud, I'm throwing that shit in the garbage, bro. I'm throwing that shit right in the trash. I definitely can't step on no court in the hood at no time.
Yeah. And
what about the Lion King sequels? Rank the Lion King movies for me.
Fuck,
You know
no.
the crazy
Why did they
part?
need a sequel?
The second one was fire.
The second one was fire.
Like,
The second one was fire.
that. I was just watching that earlier today too. I'm like, Deception. That was
Disgrace.
the zebras and the animals
Come
alone.
on.
But
Come on. Lion King 2 was fire. That shit was wavy. Dolly, is Lion King 2 better than Lion King original?
the songs.
The songs are not better.
The
I'll
songs
give
are
you
better
this.
than the first one.
The Deception song and that Downing Upindi song are fire. Are fire.
The only song that carries Lion King 1 is Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata and the opening song,
The Circle of Life?
The Circle of Life. Come on. Like, I just can't wait to be king. All 3 of those songs are better than all of the songs on Lion King 2.
No. Hakuna Matata, yes. Everything else, no.
Oh, come on.
And I stand by it.
That is-
Stand by it. Yeah, no.
I strongly disagree.
I
What did
know,
you
that's
think
not
about Lion King 1.5?
Oh, quick
Ass.
for the
We
hyenas.
didn't need
come
1.5. It was okay. Like, we was pushing. I give what Ann said, that we were pushing it with 2.
1.5 was the third movie in their like series, but I kind of fucked with 1.5 because it was the
I
same
know.
movie as the first one,
Yeah, but
it was just from
Timon
Timon
and
and
Pumbaa's
Pumbaa's perspective.
But
Exactly.
we didn't need it. We didn't need it.
Some of
Yeah.
the songs were fire in that movie, though.
Yeah.
They were catchy.
Quick before the
hyenas
hyenas come. Yeah, that shit was fire. I fucked
That shit
with
was
that.
fire.
No, Disney Channel used to run that shit. Like, run it.
Yeah, that shit was swaggy. I fucked with that. I fucked with the Lion King trilogy. Is that your favorite animated trilogy? Like, can you think of a better animated movies?
Hands down, Shrek. Shrek. Shrek.
Damn. Okay, hands down.
Hands down, Shrek. If it's not Lion King, for me, it's Shrek.
Shrek was fire. They're doing the 5th one.
Yep.
I fucked with 1 and 2.
Yeah, 3 was
They
a little
lost. I ain't
questionable.
gonna lie. They lost me at 3. We didn't need.
And 4 was a little like...
4
The
was a
King
little
Arthur
weird.
one was ass. The 4 one was with Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
When Shrek and them had kids, they had lost me. Like, I don't have my own kids. I definitely don't want to hear your little brats crying.
And you know the crazy part? I was just having this conversation. You know, one of the donkey's kids was autistic, right?
That ass?
I'm dead ass. My homeboy pointed it out to me because we was watching the third one. And he was like, look, it's flying a little slow. And it really was. And
Nah, I'm about to look this shit up. This can't be true.
That's crazy.
This can't be true.
That's crazy. So
like,
there is a rumor, while Ant does his research, there is a rumor that Donkey is able to talk because, do you remember in the end of Pinocchio,
he
when they were
was
sending bad little boys to that island and were turning them into donkeys?
Mm-hmm.
They saying that Donkey is one of those misbehaving children. Do you think that holds?
I would believe the rabbit hole if him and Pinocchio had a closer bond, but Pinocchio and him was just like, what's up? Like, so.
That's true. But maybe they was doing some nasty Epstein shit on that island, and him and Pinocchio just didn't want to talk about it.
Yo, they said that all his kids were autistic because of their face. That's wild. They say you just noticed the kids of Donkey's kids were autistic. Yo, I swear. Look at their faces. Let me share my shit right there.
Back to Shrek. Just for the record, I think that Shrek 2 is the best movie out of the Shrek series.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's the best trilogy or whatever they're on right now?
What?
Toy Story.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Toy Story, hands down.
That's a good one.
Name one Toy Story movie that has disappointed. It
Um,
always has a meaning.
I didn't really care for 3.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't care for 3 either.
Yeah, I didn't really care for 3.
And he gave the toys away to Bonnie at the end?
Yeah, I didn't really care for 3, just because I knew that the Strawberry Bear was going to be the villain.
That's who you look like.
Like, I called that from the beginning of the movie. As soon as I saw that little purple nigga, I was like, oh, he evil.
That's exactly
Like, that
what
was
you look like.
pretty clear. Now I look like lots of hugs.
Lots of.
Now I look like lots of hugs bear.
There you go.
Sporky.
Yo, tell me if Sporky wasn't the funniest character in that fucking movie though.
He was. That's one thing I could give to Toy Story. They do a great job, like with every new movie, of introducing like these new lasting characters. Like with
Just like you, bro. Tell me that shit don't look like you, bro. That is your twin. We need a side-by-side comparison.
I'm actually kind of tight because hold on, let me see if I could.
There you go. Identical.
He just missing a beard.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it a little bit. I can see it a little bit. Okay. But yeah, when Toy Story 2 first came out, like introducing like Jessie and Bullseye as characters, and like that whole movie was fine. I like 2 a lot better than I like the first one.
I feel like 2 for me wasn't. I feel like it could have been better.
Really?
Like for me, I would rank it a little bit low.
So out of all the Toy Story movies, where do you have 2?
See, I'd probably go 1, 3, 2, and then 4.
Okay.
I feel like you know why I didn't like the
storyline.
the story of like I didn't like the flashbacks of like the old western shit. Like I get what they were doing, but I didn't like that. And that old guy, the creepy guy that was like the owner of those toys, the
Chicken
collector
Man?
or whatever, whatever the hell he was. I don't know. It was just weird.
That was the thing I liked about 2 though, because it's like we actually got some like reference for who Woody really was. Like he had his own show and his own like sidekick and his own like
Horse.
female counterpart. Like, he was like Yeah, like Woody
Yeah.
was Woody was lit, and so it was like he kind of had this new kind of revelation about himself and like who he wanted to be, and I thought that was like really really cool for the Toy Story movies.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're going.
And then we got some more backstory with Buzz and like Emperor Zurg and the little Star Wars throwback kind of shout out from them, and I thought that shit was cool. I like two. I actually got two as the best movie in the Toy Story series. I got them 2, 1, 4, and 3. I ain't really like 3. I could have did without the daycare and all of that other shit.
You were the star, bro.
What y'all think about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies?
Those were such ass, bro.
You didn't like them?
I mean, they were good because they were like Spider-Man to us at that point, but I think they were ass. I feel like Tom Holland's a better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire.
Oh, you are out of your fucking mind.
No, story-wise, come on. Story-wise, the truth about Spider-Man, the true who Spider-Man was, he was more of like that kid. The high school kid. Like, they did it right with Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield wasn't a bad Spider-Man either, though.
Andrew Garfield was a terrible Spider-Man. I think he's the worst Spider-Man.
Andrew only had one, right? He was only Spider-Man for one movie, right?
No, I think he had two.
Okay.
Yeah, he had two.
With Emma Stone.
Too many.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Too many, yeah. It was.
But they kind of, when they did his movies, they kind of changed the story a bit. Because she wasn't MJ, right? She was Gwen Stacy.
But Andrew Garfield's movies were terrible. Like,
they weren't that bad.
They were terrible.
Oh my god.
They were absolutely terrible. They were some of the worst superhero movies I've ever fucking seen. If you ask me who is Spider-Man, I'm gonna tell you Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire
that's who
is
you
my
remember.
Spider-Man. But I do like Tom Holland. I think he's doing a really, really good job, especially through the Avengers movies and having to compete with like all those other big name celebrities on screen.
This is
I
his
think
last
he
one,
is
though.
holding his own. But Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man to me. I think he captured it perfect. I thought Spider-Man 3 was kind of cringy when he was doing that little dance move thing on the...
When he was infected by Venom.
Yeah, that shit was weird. Like, I couldn't fuck with that, but... like, I think that's where Spider-Man 3 went wrong. They had too many villains. He was fighting Venom, he fighting the Sandman. Like, it was too many directions they was trying to go in, and there was no focus, and it just went everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was too much. It was too much. Are there any sequels or remakes to movies that you just absolutely do not fuck with at all?
Black Panther.
God damn.
I chose violence. I'm sorry.
You didn't like the second one?
I didn't need it.
After Chadwick died...
I didn't need it.
So, all right, so here's my question for you. After Chadwick Boseman died, rest in peace, Chadwick.
R.I.P.
Where do you think that they should have gone in the direction of the movie as opposed to where they went?
They should have just scrapped it.
They should have left it right there.
They should have
left it like that.
Yeah,
They should have left
right
it. If you watch the second one, like, granted, I love the fact that the sister's in it, girl power. I love that to death. But you end up killing the mother. Then all of a sudden you pop up and he got a son. Where the hell the son come in at?
Yeah, that's true.
You didn't need that.
That's
so it's like it gave us another hole, and you know they're probably gonna do a Wakanda 3, but his sister didn't carry it for me. She didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was real different. And Black Panther 2, they didn't even really focus on the people in Wakanda.
No, they was focusing on Namor.
Other niggas, like
Yeah, they was
Namor.
chasing around the Puerto Rican Panthers. Them Puerto Rican water niggas that was coming out the ocean trying to start some shit. And all of his goddamn cousins trying to get some citizenship.
Yep. You annoying, bro.
You know, one thing that I absolutely like kind of hate that Hollywood does is when they take a movie that is already like an established classic movie and try to do a black version of it. Like when they did Black Annie with Jamie Foxx, I hated that shit. That shit was fucking terrible. And I love Jamie
was horrible.
Foxx. I fucking love Jamie Foxx, but that shit was bad.
So Little Mermaid didn't do it for you, bro?
I still haven't even seen that shit. I love Chloe Bailey too, but we don't need a black Little Mermaid. We already have a Little Mermaid. We do need more black Disney princesses. I definitely think that that's the case. But why she can't have her own story? Like, we don't need a black Little Mermaid. They could have just made another black mermaid that wasn't Ariel and just let her be, like, somewhere else in the ocean. The ocean is big as fuck. There are some cases where it does work. Like, you have The Wizard of Oz, and then you have The Wiz. The Wiz was different. That's Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and Nipsey Russell. Like, you gotta... Richard Pryor is in it. Like, that, I feel like that is a well done, like, black remake. That Black Annie was some bullshit.
We're gonna do an Asian version of Friday. We're gonna call it Ni Hao.
I'm not gonna lie, an Asian version of Friday would be dumb funny.
That shit would be hilarious.
Are there any classic movies that you feel like they shouldn't even try and touch? Because they already fucked up Annie. They already
they fucked up Coming to America.
They fucked up Coming to America. They've been talking about doing Harlem Nights, the remake, and I really hope they leave that alone.
They need to, and I feel like for Harlem Nights, believe it or not, if you look at the storyline, Life is kind of like the continuation of Harlem Nights. Because you have Eddie Murphy going to jail with Claude. So, if you really want to think about it, Harlem Nights had their part 2 when it came to Life. But they don't do another one, no.
They talking about doing a remake. The last thing that I saw was that they were going to remake Harlem Nights, except they was going to put, like, today's comedians in it. Like Drewski and Funny Marco.
DC Young Fly and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's where they start fucking it up.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah, see, and I want them to leave all of that alone.
Look how they remade a House Party.
I didn't even go see that House Party remake either.
That shit was trash.
I knew
You know what movie really wasn't bad though? What is it? White Man Can Jump.
The new one.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I literally went into that movie with like no hopes at all.
Okay.
But Jack Harlow actually was a decent actor.
Have you seen the first one?
Yes.
The original.
Yes.
Wesley Snipes. Like, I didn't care for that shit at all. And that's just me. I mean, I really love White Men Can't Jump, the original, with Wesley Snipes and, what's his name? Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Rosie Perez.
Oh, with the annoying ass voice. You know what trilogy I'm glad they didn't touch or add anything to? Back to the Future.
They were trying to make a remake to it, no?
Yeah, they're trying to do it again. They're trying to remake them.
Yeah.
You know, Rick and Morty is Back to the Future.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the idea for Rick and Morty came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I think is pretty cool because you could definitely see the influence.
The most recent Ghostbusters weren't bad either. The ones with the kid from Stranger Things. Afterlife.
Okay.
They weren't that bad.
I like the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So speaking of a female cast, how did you feel about the female cast for the updated Ocean 11 series?
Oh, that was garbage.
Garbage. Poo-poo.
That was garbage. Yeah, when they take a movie and they're like, oh, let's do an all-female cast, it's usually ass. Like, it's usually ass. That usually doesn't work. And it wouldn't work vice versa. Like, you can't take Sex in the City and just be like, hey, but let's do all guys this time. Like, that shit would be fucking dookie. If you want to call it something else and put them in the same universe, then let's do that. But they just love fucking up a good movie. Are there any movies that you feel like they definitely need to do a sequel? Like, we need another one.
I feel like with today's climate, things been so ass. It's like we need to leave the old stuff where it is and then just invent something new. It's kind of like with the music industry when you have people making all these fucking remixes with samples of old songs. Like, leave it where it's at. And Diddy's son is famous for that. He just put out this new one that he remixed with LL Cool J's Paradise, a fabulous song. And it's just like, yo, bro, get your own talent. So that's how I feel about movies. Get your own talent.
Yeah, trying to piggyback off of the success of like previous movies and stuff like. I mean, that's kind of the trend right now. Like you said, that's what they're doing in music too, taking stuff that we enjoy while we were coming up in the '90s and trying to make it new again, so that like people that would be our kids' age or our. I mean, none of us have kids, but you know what I mean. Like the generations under us, they can kind of enjoy it, and we enjoy it too because we understand like where the originals came from. But the way I look at it, that's the same thing that happened with our parents, you know? Like Cheaper by the Dozen comes out in the 50s, and you know they re-release it again in the 90s for our age, but it's like
Pair too.
Yeah, and then like a lot of the R&B that came out when we was growing up, the 90s, and a lot of the music that came out in hip-hop in the 90s and stuff like that, they was using all those Marvin Gaye soul samples from the 70s and Al Green samples and stuff like that. So everything that's new is, you know,
Kinda
something.
old.
Yeah. Like, life just kind of recreates itself over and over and over again. And art imitates art. So that's just kind of how that goes. I just hate when they take something with brand recognition, like Shaft, and just be like, oh, let's remake Shaft, but instead of Samuel L. Jackson, we'll get Nick Cannon to be Shaft. And it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, what about TV shows? Have y'all gotten a chance to see the new Fresh Prince, the Bel Air show?
I like it.
I liked it. The only thing I didn't like is how they made Carlton a real crackhead. But I liked it though.
I think that part was fire though.
No, like they OD. Like Carlton only OD for one episode, not a whole season. They violated.
But every time he was hitting that little dance move,
No,
he had to have been on some coke or something.
No, violated. They violated.
But in the show, was he really doing coke in the show, or was he just snorting his Adderall?
I think he was snorting Adderall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not like he was doing real coke. So he was taking his ADHD medication, but
sniffing it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
And my baby Coco Jones on that show, so shout out Coco Jones.
Yo, you chose poorly. You got to give that up, my boy. It's over. It's over. I like that Bel Air show. Are there any other sequels or anything that have come out that y'all have seen that y'all actually really like the remakes?
Rosanna.
Okay.
Without Roseanne. Rosanna. Yeah. Rosanna without Rosanna.
It's called something else, isn't it?
I think it goes by
the Connors. Meet the Connors.
The Connors, yeah.
I like it because they actually got black people and Spanish people on it now. The old one was not multicultural, so.
They're talking about bringing Martin back.
As a prequel. Like young Martin. Kind of like what they did with Everybody Hates Chris, right?
Oh, is that what it is? It's going to be like Martin as a kid.
Yeah. It's young Martin. It's going to be young Martin.
Okay.
He's producing it, and he's involved in it, so.
Well, I fucked with Everybody Hates Chris, so if it's going to be similar to that, then I think, low-key, Everybody Hates Chris is one of our great black sitcoms. Like, people don't really talk about it too much, but I thought that show was amazing. Cool.
No, it's true, but Martin and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air were, like, just two iconic shows that you could still watch reruns to this day. Even if you've seen the episode 1,000 times, and still laugh. And still find them hilarious.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What about if they remake all that? Minus, like, the child.
Well, they tried multiple times and that shit failed. So it's not going to work. Because they did try recently.
I would actually like to see Nickelodeon kind of go back to the days of, like, the kids being in the forefront.
Like Legends of the Hidden Temple and...
Oh, they brought that shit back and it failed too. They did have a new season like 2 years ago.
Wild and Crazy Kids and Double Dare and Nickelodeon Guts and like
Those were the days.
Legends of the Hidden Temple and like all of that stuff. And there used to be a time where Nickelodeon was like the hub for everything kids. The kids had their own Olympics and like game shows and Figure It Out and Finders Keepers and Get the Picture and like all of these different game shows and things that were just like kid centric.
It won't happen. Technology ruined the world.
Like the Proud Family, I didn't need the remake. I did not need the new one.
Oh no.
Like,
How did they change the remake? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
There's a transgender character now. I don't want to be misquoted. He's either transgendered or he's gay, but it's just the fact we didn't need that. Like, I don't need a 6-year-old saying, "Oh, I'm trying to see if I need to wear pants or a skirt today." They don't need to be concerned with sex.
See, look at Inside Out. Inside Out 2. They made the main girl lesbian. Okay, we can move forward.
But I guess if you look at it from their perspective, they had to be, what can I say? They had to be subjected to watching like heterosexual stuff, and that makes them uncomfortable. So it's just like now that their love and like their passions and stuff is put in the forefront, and we're uncomfortable. It's like, oh well, this is how we've been feeling for all these years, but. So, it's like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. But society nowadays is just so fucking sensitive. So, you can never win.
That's a good point. I didn't think of it like that.
2-minute warning.
I guess my rant now would be Cardi. I love Cardi B, but I feel like, in my opinion, she's going to turn into a Lauryn Hill as a one-album wonder. And I love that for her. She don't need to drop another album. She's set for life, but she just wants to prove something to people so much that, oh, I could put out another album that could be just as good as, I think, what is her album called? Invasion of Privacy or something like that. She got something to prove, and it's like, you don't got to prove nothing to nobody. You a Grammy Award winning rapper. Nobody can ever in life take that from you. So for her just trying to prove to the masses, especially like people, like Joe Budden or something like that, she got into it like the other day. She don't need to. She don't need that. She good on her own. So.
Shout out to Cardi, sexy ass Cardi.
Shout out to Cardi. All right, Ant, what you got for your 2-minute warning?
All right, so for my 2-minute warning, NCAA football came out for video game platforms. So there's a mode on there that basically is like a dynasty mode. So you essentially act as a coach and all this other shit, where you choose all these high school prospects. Now, obviously, you can't have real high school kid names, but the names that they chose are just fucking ridiculous. So they have Kevin Durant as a high school player. They have a high school player with the name P as the first name, last name Ennis. They have another player, and I can send you the video that shows this shit. They have another player whose first name is N, last name is Word. It's just wild. Wild. They even have one player who his name is Jeff, last name Steen. Like, they could have come up with a bunch of random names, but why you had to go with Pete Ennis, N, Word, Kevin Durant.
But it'll keep people talking about it, too.
For my 2-minute warning, I'm going to just make it kind of quick. I just want to say rest in peace to Jerry West, rest in peace to Willie Mays, rest in peace to Richard Simmons, and rest in peace to Dr. Ruth. That's pretty much it. That's it for me.
Thank you guys for having me. I feel so honored. It's like, oh,
Yeah, it was nice.
on the show. Like, okay.
It was nice of you to come and join us. We do appreciate you. I know I do. Ann is Spanish, so I don't know if he...
No hablo inglés.
He know hablo.